Just like me, are you also a fan of historical dramas? I don't know about you, but I really do find history so interesting that I enjoy myself making it as a quirk. All those fascinating, intricate details about history keep my senses awake. Take these castles I will feature in this video today as examples. Usually, castles were built centuries ago to serve as a fortress for the royals. The fact that they were built in an age when tools are not as advanced as they are today makes historical architectures lean toward art, which excites me more. I welcome you to Class Act Luxury Channel, where we will be talking about the world's most luxurious things. This is your luxury girl for all seasons, and today we will talk about the inside of the world's most luxurious castles. If you wish to dive into the world of luxury, hit the subscribe button so we can keep you updated with more of our videos. Let's begin. The Windsor Castle. Alright, we are starting off with the most famous one. William the Conqueror was a great figure behind choosing the location of the castle. They started building it in 1070 and it was finished in 1086. The location was pretty ideal since it was accessible from the capital, and it sits prettily at the edge of the Saxon hunting ground. The Windsor Castle is the only castle in this video that still functions as a royal residence. When Queen Elizabeth was still alive, she loved to visit the castle at the weekends. Here she hosted visiting heads of state and sometimes parties. One of the best features of this place is its serene woodlands. Here's a little fact for you. The broadleaves woodlands in the Windsor Palace are one of the oldest in Europe. Interesting, isn't it? Stirling Castle. Sitting majestically at the top of the hill overlooking the town of Stirling, here is a Stirling Castle built in 1490. Royal Kings James IV, James V, and James VI made this castle a royal residence since it stunts a perfect military defense. The Stirling Castle witnessed two many battles, including the Wars of Independence between Scotland and England, the Stirling Bridge Battle, and the Bannockburn Battle. Basically, this castle was the center of the government. Currently, the castle is now one of Scotland's must-see visitor attractions. They successfully turned the historical castle into a museum that exhibits tapestry galleries, restored bedrooms, cannons, and many more. Edinburgh Castle. Here is a mighty fortress of the Scots known as the Defender of the Nation. The oldest building in this castle is the St. Margaret's Chapel, dedicated to Queen Margaret's son, King David I. This castle holds bloody history as it was renowned as the most sieged castle in the United Kingdom for having a total of 26 attacks from its 1,100-year history. And then the Great Hall in which grand banquets were held was finished in 1511. Now that Edinburgh Castle is officially retired from defending its lands, it is now repurposed as a museum where the crown, scepter, and the sword of the former king are exhibited. The castle welcomes up to 2 million visitors every year to celebrate Scottish traditions with historical reenactments of former battles and displaying Scottish customs as well as playing Scottish songs. Versailles Palace. Everyone knows about the iconic Versailles Palace. If you can remember, there was even a mansion in the US that is inspired by Versailles Palace. This extremely luxurious place has an estimated worth of $300 billion. That's how opulent this French architectural achievement is. Unlike other places that I'll be featuring, the Versailles Palace has been declared a museum since 1837 by the order of King Louis Philippe. It has 2,300 rooms and exhibits collections of paintings and sculptures that represent the great history of France. The salons have distinct Greek themes. For example, the Chamber of the King is called the Salon of Mercury. In the present day, the Versailles Palace welcomes up to 8 million visitors every year. Chateau Chambord. Another palace from France is the 16th century Chateau Chambord. The completion of this elegant French Renaissance castle took 28 years, as it was started in 1519 and was finished in 1547. Originally, the chateau was built for Francis I to serve as a hunting lodge, but eventually it became a royal residence. During the French Revolution, the furnishings of the chateau were sold after the royal family residing at the royal castle was overthrown by the wrathful French citizens. The palace is standing at a 13,000-acre park where you can see animals hanging around. Now the chateau welcomes up to 700,000 visitors every year. Elst Castle. Let's now move on to the German medieval castle. The Elst Castle has been around for less than 1,000 years now. It was constructed in 1137 in a German forest. This has been a home for the many generations of the noble family Elsts. This family was once involved in a siege between them and the diocese after they blatantly showed their opposition to the ruling of the local archbishop. The Elst Castle now serves as a museum that hosts its gold, silver, and porcelain artifacts. You can also admire the ancient armory of weapons and suits displayed inside the castle. Malburg Castle. Just like the Versailles Palace, Malburg Castle is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site located near the town of Malburg, Poland. Originally, it was built by the Teutonic Knights until it was sold to King Casimir IV of Poland by Bohemian mercenaries in 1457. The Malburg Castle is a great example of a medieval fortress, and it was the world's largest brick castle. It was completed in 1406 and remained a royal residence for Polish royalty until 1772. Since Poland is famous for its amber-rich land, it's not really surprising to know that in Malburg Castle, there is a wing filled with amber exhibits. Neuschwanstein Castle. The Neuschwanstein Castle is located in Bavaria, and it's one of the 7 wonders of the world. That is due to its majestic everything, since it was built mainly for the gaze of everyone. It was meant to be admired, hence its intentional location, which is at the top of Mount Singling. The castle was completed in 1886, but before they reached that milestone, they had to devote themselves to hauling important materials, such as Salzburg marble, sandstones, bricks, and wood for the scaffolding. Well, now it's open for visitors to admire. Topkapi Palace. This one is in Istanbul, Turkey, and it's also one of the World Heritage Sites by UNESCO after it was officially announced in 1985. This royal residence was built around the 15th century to the 16th century for Ottoman sultans. And since it's for the king himself, we were gonna want to expect extravagance in the context. The interior is in screaming colors and beautiful patterns. This palace features 4 courtyards, an ornate gate, a harem, a good number of lounges, and many more. Now it serves as a museum to showcase Ottoman armor and weapons. Himeji Castle. Another outstanding castle in Asia is a Himeji Castle in Japan. This castle is a perfect example of classic Japanese castle architecture. Its construction dates back to 1346 and it was meant to serve as a fortress against the local shoguns. In 1577, the reigning emperor Nobunaga Oda placed Himeji Castle under the care of Hideyoshi, who repurposed the fortress into a castle with over 30 turrets. The Himeji Castle was so famous for its elegant exterior. No wonder it starred in different famous movies like the James Bond movie. Which one is your favorite castle? Let us know in the comment section below. And that's it, another video about the world's luxurious things. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and see you in our next video. Ciao!